Tigers lost today, 2-1 in the third and final game of 3 game set. So they lost this series. Really unfortunate. We definitely could have won this game, but a couple things didn't go our way. We can talk about the box score though. Badu 1 for 4 today. He had a single in the eighth. Didn't lead to anything. We had almost no traction on the base pass all the way until the ninth inning, but Scope there, 1 for 4 with a single in the sixth as well and a strikeout. So pretty rough day from our first two batters, but at least some production. Miggy had an infield single in the ninth that started our rally, but of course that came up a little bit short. His other 3 at-bats were pretty rough. Another double play today. It's the third straight day where he's grounded into a double play. I don't know if the Royals just know how to pitch to him by now, but he was pretty rough with the double plays this whole series. But he had a great game yesterday, so I'm not going to knock him. Zach Short pinch ran for him, and he scored the run in the ninth, but that's all we got from Zach Short today. He came up for Victor Reyes, who got sent down earlier this morning. So now Zach Short will probably be up for the rest of the season. Candelario 0 for 3. He was one of my prediction players. Pretty rough game. He got hit by a pitch, and then he struck out in the ninth. On a pretty rough first strike call to him. The ump was god-awful all the way around. He gifted us a couple balls that were strikes that should have been strikes against us. But, man, he was calling so many wrong pitches today. It just was a poorly called game. I would rather have him call the correct calls every day, even if it helps us a little bit, because I feel it still affected us a lot more than it helped. But decent game from him. You can't help that he didn't get his fourth at bat, but he did get on base once, so that's decent. Eric Haas here, 0 for 3 today. Pretty rough day again. 2 strikeouts and a walk in the ninth. Back to the umps. His walk in the ninth was probably strike 3, and they gave us a nice call to get the walk. But there was so many calls before that were not strikes, and they called them strikes on us, so kind of a payback call, at least I think. Paradas had a great game today, 2 for 3 with a RBI double in the ninth that should have scored 2 runs, but it was a ground rule double, so it just kind of put a little salt in the wound there, because he would have easily scored and we would have tied the game. But, of course, it had to go into the bleachers. His other hit was in the fourth, and then he had a walk in the second. So a great game from him, 3 times on base and an RBI. Hoping he gets to play tomorrow. Nico Goodrum's a talking point for today. I think it's time to move on. I don't think I ever want to see him play again in a Tigers uniform. That strikeout he had in the ninth inning was unacceptable, to be honest. We had runners on second and third with 1 out, and he was up 3-0 in the count, and he ended up striking out. I just don't know how you can do that. There's a pretty rough strike 2 call on him that wasn't a strike, so he should have walked, but to swing on the pitch he did for strike 3 was it just shows the guy's not good at baseball. 2 strikeouts today. He lowers his batting average down to 210. Another day where he doesn't even get on base, at least with a walk. I just don't know what he's good at on a baseball field. He can't field. He can't hit. He has no pop. I don't know why he consistently gets playing time over other guys, but it's time to move on from Nico today, and we can get on to Daz, though. 0 for 3. He was one of my prediction players again. Rough day. His first at-bat, it looked like he had a double down the line that could have scored multiple runs, but it was just barely foul. Pretty rough day from him for the outcomes. 2 strikeouts as well. Maybe he can bounce back tomorrow. Robbie Grossman pinch hit for him, and he got a walk. They intentionally walked him to load the bases in the ninth. Willie Castro had honestly a pretty good game today. 0 for 3, but I'm going to say a good game because he robbed a homer and he kept it close. I cannot believe Willie Castro played good defense out there in the outfield, but it kind of looked like he wasn't even looking at the ball. He just put his mitt up and it went in because he was looking at the wall. But a great play by him and really clutch. Maybe Willie Castro belongs in the outfield. I don't know. Harold Castro pinch hit for him, and he struck out swinging to end the game. I feel Harold Castro should have pinch hit for Nico Goodrum back when we had runners on second and third with 1 out, because that way he could be really aggressive. It didn't matter if he was swinging at garbage. It's because we still had another out to work with, but considering we put him in with 2 outs, he had to be perfect. He worked the count to 3-2, and then he struck out on a nice slider, so it was just a really unfortunate game today. A lot of times we could have capitalized, and we didn't. We can talk about the pitching, though. Willie Peralta, rough day today. Every single inning, it seemed like there was traffic on the base paths. He was not getting any quick innings. Multiple times we were leaving him bases loaded. He was working out of jams really well, though, so he was limiting the damage, and that's why Willie's such a great pitcher, because he can limit the damage. But the innings were just really rough to watch. 100 pitches, only 59 of them for strikes, so 41 balls. That's not a great ratio. He just wasn't seeming to find the strike zone, and when he was throwing it right over the heart of the plate, and they were getting a lot of hits. 8 hits in 4 innings is not good, but to only give up 2 runs, giving up 8 hits, is really impressive. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts as well, so my line was a little bit off. I thought he was going to go 6 innings today, and he probably would have if he could have kept that pitch count a little bit lower. But decent start. He gave us a chance to win, and that's all we can ask for him. Derek Holland pitched 2 flawless innings pretty much. Gave up a walk and a hit, but 2 strikeouts. Looked really good out there. Had nice command of his pitches. Joey Jimenez, an inning and a third, scoreless with a strikeout. He also looked really good today. Brian Garcia is the pitcher that threw the ball that got hit over the fence that Willie Castro robbed. So, of course, Brian Garcia is going to have some drama by his name. He also gave up a double in his other hit. So he really gave up a home run and double today, but he gets no earned runs because Willie Castro helped him out. Rough game today. We move on to the White Sox tomorrow to finish that 3-game set. If we win that tomorrow, that means we swept them for this series, so that'd be really nice. And then we'll go on to the Twins and the White Sox to end the year. But, yep, that was today's game, and I'll be back for tomorrow's pregame.